Hello everyone, welcome back to A Guy Called Henry. This is my very quick reaction to Jaron Ennis against David Avanesyan. It was a really entertaining fight and I enjoyed it. And I just wanted to do a very quick reaction video to the fight. I didn't watch the undercard, but I turned it on for the main event. It was Jaron Ennis' first fight in 2024, and obviously he would want to shake off the ring rust a little bit and get back into form. But we saw him deal with David Avanesyan fairly easily tonight. What I will say though is that, for someone who was a late replacement, I thought Avanesyan was a pretty good quality one, and actually I thought he did fairly well, given the size of the job that was in front of him. Avanesyan he's not a world level fighter. He's probably more like European. He's not got any really big wins on his record, but I mean, I'm from the UK. I remember when he beat Josh Kelly very convincingly, and he showed in that fight that he had a lot of grit and determination. Very good come forward fighter. With a great engine, great resilience, and who just, loved a war of attrition, essentially. Tonight, Jaron Ennis, I feel like he actually made the fight more entertaining than it necessarily needed to be. And it's funny because, we've all been talking about Shakur Stevenson this week, and, I obviously made my video, which had quite a lot of reaction. It seemed to annoy some people that I sort of suggested that he had a lot of talent. I wasn't saying that you should find him entertaining. I was just saying I could appreciate the level of skill that he showed in the ring defensively, which some people don't seem to like. But, an example here of somebody who has decided to go, you know what, I could make this fight very easy for myself, but I'm going to go in there, I'm going to stay in the pocket, I'm going to fight him up close at his own game, because I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm more skilled than he is, I punch harder, and I'm just going to take him out. And, you saw in the first round, Jaron Ennis instantly found his range, kept him on the end of the jab, was going up and down with the jab. It was great to see, great speed. And, he could have pieced up Avanesyan at range if he really wanted to. But instead of that, he decided, you know what? I'm going to get in close with this guy. That's what this guy wants. Avanesyan wants to be close to me. That'll give him a chance. But by giving Avanesyan a chance, it actually means that he opens up more, and therefore you have more opportunities to knock the guy out. And as I said, Boots Ennis looked absolutely huge in the ring. I already knew he was a big welterweight. This is the first time I've actually watched him live. I normally, I've just seen him, replays of him, highlight videos. I'm normally in time zones where it's not very easy to watch US boxing, but now I'm out here in Australia. It's a bit easier for me. And he looked absolutely enormous. He must have been 25 pounds heavier than Ava in the ring, and it was a real it was a real challenge. It always annoys me at the start of the fight when you see the weights on the card and they give you the weigh-in weight. Like, I think we'd all really love to know, what is this guy actually weighing on the night, because he looked absolutely enormous. As I said, Avanesyan tried to fight up close. He was keeping a very high guard, which meant that he was able to get into range and he was able to absorb some of those shots. But the issue with that was he was exposing his body, and Boots Ennis hit him with some absolutely hellacious body punches. I mean, they were real sickeners. And, as the commentary was saying, Avanesyan must be very strong to the body to be able to take that it was only a 5-round fight in the end, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, it was over in 5 rounds. But the fact that Avanesyan could even take that for 5 rounds was impressive. But because he was, dedicated to protecting his head, the body was there, and Boots Ennis made sure he felt that. There was even a moment early on the fight, I think it was in the second round, where Avanesyan with a low blow, it wasn't deliberate. He sort of was pulling his head down. So when Avanesyan came up to throw the body shot, when Ennis came up to throw the body shot, Avanesyan was kind of holding his head so he couldn't extend up all the way, and it caught him low. He took his time, came back, and then the fight resumed, and it was more of the same. But, Avanesyan did have some success up close because that's his game, and he was able to throw when Boots was throwing. He caught him with cuffing shots, but nothing substantial, nothing that really looked like it bothered or hurt Boots. I think he just sort of thought, you know what, this guy can't hurt me. I'm going to stay in the pocket. I'm going to make this entertaining. And I'm going to take this guy out as quickly as I can. He did it a round faster than one Terence Crawford, who obviously fights soon against Israel Madrimov. And obviously that is a fight that we all really want to see. I mean, that would just be incredible, wouldn't it? It looks like it would have to be 154 pounds now because Crawford's moved up from 147. And when you look at the names at 147, I'll be honest, guys, I said before, I've restarted this channel. I've watched some significant fights over the last few years, but I'm definitely not as into the boxing as I used to be in terms of I don't have the detailed knowledge of who is who anymore. And I looked at the 147-pound top 10. I only recognized a few of the names, to be honest with you. So that division has experienced a significant fall from grace, and it's not the money division it once was. So it's not a surprise to see Crawford go up to 154. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Boots up there very soon because he's absolutely huge. He's an enormous man at 147. In short, good fight. There was actually a moment where Boots Ennis landed a triple lead southpaw uppercut, and I was just like, God, this guy, he's showing off in here, and he's just a great talent, isn't he? He carries so much power. So great to see. Guys, get in the comments below. Who would you like to see Boots Ennis fight next? What did you make of the fight? I thought fair play to Avanesyan for getting in there late notice and putting on a fairly decent display, not shying away from the fight. Obviously, it got stopped in the end. It looked like it was by the doctor, but the corner were like being very clear to say, look, his cheek is mashed up. Like, I don't think they wanted him in there any longer. Regardless, they definitely weren't fighting to keep him in there, and rightly so. He could have got very, very hurt, and you could see the fight was only going to go one way. Fair play. Good to see Boots back out again, and I'm very, very excited to continue following his career. All right, guys, please hit the subscribe button, by the way, if you're new here. If you think this was a semi-interesting video, you want to have a look at some of my other videos. I just did a reaction to the Crawford interview with Peter Fury, which was really interesting. It talked about the Tyson fight against Usyk and things he needs to do in the rematch. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah. All right, guys, on to the next one.